Hello, all. Welcome back to my fragrance journey. My name is Ron, and today I've got some newness to share. Well, relatively speaking, anyway. I realized as I was getting ready that one of these is about a month old, but still new enough to my collection, and I just figured I'd carve out some space to share my four lovelies with you all. So let's go ahead and get on into it. All right, first up we have Gardenia by Elizabeth Taylor. This is the one I mentioned that I've had a little bit longer, again going on about a month or so now. So I'm definitely a bit more familiar with this fragrance compared to some of the others I'll talk about. This was created in 2003. I don't know who the perfumer is, but if you know, I'd definitely be curious. I'm sure several of us would be, so feel free to let us know below in the comments. But yeah, this is one that I got actually somewhat at the prompting of you all. I'd had this on my list for a time, but when I was kind of bemoaning the loss of another Gardenia fragrance, Tahitian Gardenia by Pacifica, several of you suggested this as one to try, and so you prompted me to just take the actually, I was going to say take the plunge. It's not that much of a plunge. This is about $20 for this 100 ml bottle, but still the plunge I took nonetheless. And it has paid off because this is a really lovely fragrance. It is gardenia first and foremost. It is a sweet gardenia, not something that I would say is like an added sweetness. It just seems very naturally sweetened, if that can be such a thing with florals. There is a touch of greenness in this. The notes are actually green leaves, lily of the valley, gardenia, of course, peony, orchid, musk, and carnation. So it's really the gardenia, a touch of that greenness, and some noticeable sweetness. Everything else kind of just, blends there in the background. I find that given this sweetness, though, it's no issue here in the, heat of summer. It's still really lovely, very chic feeling. It just feels very pretty and very elegant, and of course, just beautifully of gardenias itself. So yeah, that is Gardenia by Elizabeth Taylor. All right, so next we have Sea Fever by Darren Allen Perfumes. I found out about Darren Allen from Danielle at Perfume Journal. She mentioned one of his fragrances, maybe a couple months ago in one of her videos. And yeah, I was just curious, so I took a look. He's an independent perfumer, and he has a Perfume of the Month club. So each month he'll send out I believe, new fragrance. And so I figured I'd try it out and see. It's pretty great value, I'd say. The fragrances are normally, for this size that I have, a 10 ml. It's normally, I think, about $40 or $50. And in the Perfume of the Month Club, that is dropped down to 25. And of course, with shipping or so like about $30. So yeah, I was curious. So I put my Scentbird on pause because I don't need multiple subscriptions. But yeah, this one is a lovely way to start it, I would say. They have notes listed of bergamot, salty sea air, orange blossom, neroli, seaweed, driftwood, ambergris, and a mineralic white musk accord. And yeah, I love it. It's definitely different to anything I have in my collection, and that's what excites me. I do get bergamot. I do get kind of that, sea air, ozonic thing. Again, I haven't had it long, so really right now it's more visual than anything. It gives me being on the beach, being, in front of the ocean, but it's in the morning when things are still cold, not bitingly so, but still definitely chilled. And there's just that fresh, cool, cold air billowing around while the ocean is, lapping at the shore there. And that's what this fragrance evokes. So, of course, as I wear it and everything, and with any of these, I'll, maybe add more depth or more introspection on the notes themselves and everything. But so far, that's just the overall vibe I get. And it's really lovely. So yeah, I'll definitely be continuing on to month 2. But for now, this is Sea Fever by Darren Allen Perfumes. All right, next up I have Charlie Red by Revlon, the newest addition to my slowly growing little Charlie collection. And I gotta say, this one is rising up in the ranks quickly. Now, I really haven't had this very long at all, so I really can't give you anything very detailed other than it's a floral fragrance and it's a very beautiful one at that. The only thing so far that I've really picked on very distinctly is the carnation, actually. Carnation, something that I really enjoy, and this one has it. And oh my gosh, this is just such a lovely, such a beautiful fragrance. I find Charlie Blue, which is the first one I got, I find that to be very beautiful as well. But this is, all I can keep thinking is that this is just pretty in comparison, which I don't understand quite yet what I mean by that even. I don't understand my own take in that, but that's what I get, is that Charlie Blue is really beautiful and this is beautiful, but this is also pretty. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I've really got so far. So I'll definitely keep you posted as I kind of explore more with this fragrance. But so far, so very good with Charlie Red by Revlon. And then lastly, I have Jackie by Jaclyn Smith. This is a fragrance that launched last year. Again, no perfumer listed. It has notes of aldehydes, amber, bergamot, rose, ylang ylang, orris, heliotrope, musk, and sandalwood. I got this from HSN on a really good deal. It's exclusive to there, I believe, if I didn't already say. And it is $75 for the 100 ml fragrance. And they had a deal going for the 100 ml and the matching body cream, and it was marked down to $50. And then I got a deal for never ever shopping on HSN, and it was one of those, like, email sign up things or whatever, for $15 off. So altogether, out the door with shipping, tax, everything, it was about $35. And I thought that was pretty slamming. So I'm glad I grabbed it when I did, because I'd actually seen this a few months prior and had thought about it then. I found some good listings for it on eBay, and I just didn't buy it for whatever reason. But I'm glad I didn't, because this was a pretty slamming deal. Anyway, deals aside, what about the fragrance? Well, I've had this one a whole whopping day and a half, so bear with. Right now, it is very powdery. Lots and lots of powder, kind of a talcum powder, Coty Airspun type of vibe. Get the heliotrope. It's really soft. This is a very soft fragrance, but last. It's kind of one of those that it's so light, I think you might forget that it's there. But truly, if I really kind of put my, my face in close to my wrist, I still get it, even hours on. I wouldn't say maybe like, 10, 12 hours, like, probably a solid 4 for how light it is. But it's just really pretty. Not unfamiliar, though. This is the kind of powdery thing I think we've all smelled before. So I wouldn't say, it's the most unique thing thus far, at least in my initial wears of it, of which there's really only been one. But yeah, I'll definitely sit with it some more and let you know how I find it. I also will mention, even though this isn't really the point of this and not even the point of why I bought this, but the matching body cream is very nice. It absorbs so quickly, and for that I was very surprised at how moisturizing it still is for as fast as it absorbs. And it's not greasy or no residue, no stickiness, which is a special pet peeve of mine. I hate feeling sticky. But yeah, it's very nice. It still, smells of the fragrance as well, but even lighter somehow, which is interesting. And so now I'm kind of, going to keep an eye out, because if I like this as much as I am, I might actually be buying more of this as I run through it. But anyway, this is Jackie by Jaclyn Smith. And now we have come to the end. If you have tried any of this newness, if there's any newness that you've added to your own collections, really, as always, anything fragrance related, definitely drop it down below. I'm always interested to talk with everybody and interact. It's really, as always, my favorite part. So I would much appreciate that. I would also appreciate if you would subscribe if you haven't done so. I am closer than ever to 100 subscribers, and while that doesn't, you know, do a lick of good in any, I guess, tangible sense. It doesn't get me money. YouTube doesn't care. I just want to hit it because it's a nice round number. So I would appreciate if you would do so. And that is it. That is all. So I just want to thank you, as always, for coming along with me on my fragrance journey. I hope you're all having a good rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye.